Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm sure some of you have heard this story before. After a concert, a well-known Carnatic musician, a Carnatic singer, is approached by one of his biggest fans in the audience. And his biggest fan goes, "Great show, thank you so much. Brilliant, it was wonderful. So what do you do?" And I'd like to address this question, which is very fundamental to a lot of us who work as freelance musicians and who perform with each other in a country like India. Um, I'd like to do this by addressing 3 questions I commonly get. I've got my top 3 questions here, so I'll try to answer them for you today. Number 1, is it possible to make a living playing music? And the answer actually is yes. I'd like to share just a simple thing which I think helps a lot in the way you think about this. Now, to study in any field takes at least, say, 4 or 5 years of study, and then maybe 2 years of basic work experience. So if you're willing to put this work in almost anything you want to do, it's definitely possible to do it and to even freelance with this or to work with others. What I do myself is I collaborate with a lot of different musicians and also play with, I've got my own project called REFUGE, which I perform in. So it's definitely possible. It just takes a bit of planning. Number 2, isn't it difficult juggling so many different bands? Why can't you just commit to one? Well, my dream to start out was to be able to go into almost any culture and be able to improvise and play music with anyone there, like a conversation. So that's my answer to that. I would like to play with as many musicians as I can to keep growing as a musician, and to keep doing what I do. Number 3, is there enough of a scene in this country for you to do what you do? Yes and no. It's a double-edged sword because it's a very small scene, so we kind of tend to all know each other for jazz and improvised music. And there's also a lot of crossover music that happens, as I'm sure you know, with Indian classical, with Carnatic and Hindustani musicians, and all kinds of musicians. So it is possible, and the disadvantage is that since it's such a small scene, there are not many people to learn from and be inspired by. And the advantage is that since it's a small scene, you get to play with almost everybody of all skill levels and do a lot maybe that you couldn't do in a huge scene which was overpopulated. So yeah, those are my top 3. Thank you very much. I just want to leave you with this thought: do what you love and share it with others, and the world will be a better place for it. Thank you.